this is a good transition.
Yeah.
I think the Packers have a legit shot at winning this game. Especially because, by the way, Jalen Hurts was limited in practice yesterday. He finally returned, but he hasn't been cleared from the concussion protocol. It's been over 3 weeks since he's played meaningful football, Jalen Hurts. So even if he starts in this game, who knows? Packers run the ball very well. They don't really turn the ball over, and so I could see the Packers, who held their own for much of the game in Brazil at the very beginning of this year, right? Ultimately, the
Came
Eagles
right down to the end.
Yeah, ultimately the Eagles ended up winning that game and kind of pulled away, but they were neck and neck right there, and so depends on the health of Jordan Love, but Packers play good defense and they run the ball well, and anytime you do those two things in the playoffs, you got a shot.
Yep. Connor, the thing with the Packers defense, the thing that's been most glaring to me over the past couple of weeks, particularly in that Minnesota game where Sam Darnold, he just eviscerated them over the middle of the field. Like, it was all over the middle. That's where he really carved them up. Jalen Hurts doesn't really use the middle of the field that much. He's more of, throwing go balls to A.J. Brown. They're going to lean on the run a ton. Like, how do you think that the Eagles match up with the Packers?
In theory, this is a game where you should throw the ball to Saquon Barkley, because I don't think Green Bay's been very good against pass-catching running backs, but they don't throw to Saquon Barkley a lot. It's really 1 or 2 chances a game, so hopefully that's a strategy that changes. Edgerrin Cooper's been awesome as a rookie linebacker, but that's it. They need more help in the middle of the field besides him.
Yeah, I actually like this game, Matthew. I like an alt line on this. I like Eagles 8.5.
Really?
Yeah, I like Eagles. You mentioned the Brazil game. Eagles defense back then was closer to what they were last year.
I agree.
Than what they are now. I think when we talk about all of these defenses in the playoffs that remain, I would say they have the best combo of run defense and then pass defense. I'll say that. And then for the Packers, you lose your deep threat in Christian Watson. Now, we know Packers don't have the receivers don't really do much, but collectively they do, and they're losing a piece of that there. So if the Packers can't run the ball, then where do you turn to next? Because the Eagles are good at every level of the field on defense.
My approach to betting this game would be, I like both teams minus 8.5 because I worry about either of these passing games to play from behind, and I just think that these teams, they're so dependent on leaning on the run, on playing off of play action, the Packers taking deep shots with Jordan Love off of play action, and I just worry that you get Hurts or Love into pure drop-back passing sets. I just don't think they're quite as effective, so I wouldn't be surprised if it got out of hand in either direction.
The difference there is that one team got A.J. Brown and the other team don't.
Right.
I'm surprised. I will just say this. The line's 45.5 in terms of the over-under. And you think about this. Over the last 4 weeks of the season, the Packers, the 3rd best rush defense in the NFL, the 6th best pass defense. The Eagles, 8th best run defense, number 1 pass defense.
Yeah.
Both of them are top 4 in the NFL in terms of scoring defenses. You have 2 defenses playing at a very, very high level, and you've got 2 quarterbacks that are banged up. That, neither guy is going to come in. Even if Hurts and Love start in this game, neither are 100% hurt. Love got hurt, obviously, in the last game and had to come out. Malik Willis came in. Jalen Hurts is dealing with the concussion protocol. Even if he's fully cleared, again, he missed each of the last 2 weeks and only played a quarter against the Commanders. So, it's been a long time since Jalen Hurts has been able to play a full NFL game. It's been almost a month. And so I think I'd like the under in this game. And I'm with you. It feels like, you've got 2 good defenses against 2 offenses that have question marks.
Yeah, it's a tough draw for both of these teams as well to get each other, because just in terms of how the market rates these teams, it's Philadelphia, Green Bay, and Detroit are rated as the 3 best teams in the NFC. I think the Vikings kind of showed some of their weaknesses. They would be next. But, yeah, the fact that they have to play each other in the 2-7 and it's not, Tampa or the Rams or the Commanders, the matchup, it's a tough break for Philly in particular, who earned the 2 seed.
Who do y'all like the Lions to come out the NFC?
Yes.
I like the Eagles to represent.
I'm on the Eagles, yeah.
I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC, but I think that the Lions are the most likely to come out just because they get the bye. They don't have to play this extra game against the Packers, which could be a loss.
And this wears you out, this game.
They don't have to play the extra game, and by the way, they're at home.
Which is huge.
I was there last week with Football Night in America at that Vikings-Lions game. The atmosphere in Ford Field is ridiculous, and it's just, you talk about Arrowhead or Seattle or some of the toughest places to play in the NFL. Ford Field is right up there. Those guys get crazy.
Ford Field, they conjured the ghosts for Sam Darnold, which had been lying dormant for 5 years, and they resurfaced because of that crowd.
Yeah, that is a legitimate advantage. It's not always an advantage. There's not every home stadium is like that. but in Detroit and Ford Field, it absolutely is. Very quickly on players in this game, if you want to pay up for Saquon, I get it. 7 games with 25 or more fantasy points this season. He led all running backs. He's obviously going to get a massive workload here. I do think Devontae Smith at 5,700 is interesting. In the 4 games since he returned in Week 14, he's got a 35% target share. Now, some of that was with Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee, right? But still, the fact of the matter is Devontae Smith is cheaper and does feel like, because if I'm Green Bay, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're not going to let Saquon Barkley beat us. Like, if we lose to Devontae Smith, if we lose to the Jalen Hurts, we're going to take our chances with the Jalen Hurts passing it, because we're not going to let Saquon beat us.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.